The wind howls. The trees shake. Yes, the earth is aware. Something unholy is taking place on today's 10-minute testing.
Good afternoon, jank enthusiasts. I'm MBT, and this is 10-minute testing. Last week, after a reasonably successful showing with TRIBRIGADE Zodiac, I alluded to future videos splashing my new favorite deck building shortcuts. Well, fret no further, because I can guarantee I've located the second best addition to the TRIBRIGADE tribe. Not Melfi, not Firefist, that's right. We are gonna chaz it up with Ojama ABC TRIBRIGADE. Before we begin, if you're on the fence about subscribing, let me sweeten the pot for you. Click that little button below the video, and next time I'll consider playing this extremely splashable archetype with something playable. So here's the list, and listen, 42 cards is optimal. After all, we're on about 7 garnets. As always, I'll give you a background about the archetype, a little bit of a discussion about what I hope the deck can do, and of course, the card by card. But first, this video is sponsored by Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck. Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck is an online strategy site for our mutual favorite card game. It's got a deck builder, card database, and a wealth of strategy articles. It's also where I post the Quarantine Series deck breakdowns, so give it a look at www.ygoprodeck.com. Now let's, go take a look at Ojama ABC TRIBRIGADE. Now you're going to have to cut me a break here, because this deck largely defies explanation, but I'll do my best. Historically, Ojama ABC was an incredibly silly take on ABC that never graduated from mimetic status and relied heavily on the now-banned Ancient Fairy Dragon. It was playable, and I'm using that term extremely charitably here, because of a few cards meant to tie Chaz Princeton's 3 signature archetypes together: VWXYZ, Armed Dragon, and of course, the Ojamas. We're going to Chaz it up by adding an additional archetype to this cluster fun, the TRIBRIGADEs, which will ideally turn our spent Ojamas into something actually useful and game-winning. Not that Ojama Yellow isn't a win condition in and of itself, of course. In order to take full advantage of both Ojama Assimilation and Ojama Matching, we're on a 2-card Armed Dragon package, a 3-card ABC package, and a 12-card Ojama package. Since we desperately need mechanisms by which to discard Ojama Magic, we're playing Magician's Souls with an Apprentice Garnet as well. An ideal first turn looks like a draw phase activation of Matching, pitching an Ojama Magic to find a red and an LV3, which we will normal afterwards, a standby phase tag into LV5, and then a main phase normal summon of red for 3, or 2 if we've got access to the TRIBRIGADEs and a need for a Saros discard, ending with an Assimilation for more Link material and an ABC. With a little luck, our end boards should include 2 Link 4s, 1 ABC, and some flavor of TRIBRIGADE. Of course, none of the combos are linear and are all dependent on how many Ojamas you open and in what sequence, so unfortunately, despite the deck being a huge meme, we're still going to have to think. So with that, let's get into the card by card. First, the Ojamas. 2 green, 2 yellow, 2 black, and of course, 3 red. We're on a level 3 and a level 5 Armed Dragon because I fear God, and because if you hold A in your first draw phase, you can tag from one into the other. Next, one apiece of the pieces, A, B, and C, and the agreed upon TRIBRIGADE ratios, 3 Fractar, 2 Naval, and 1 Saros. Finally, we're on 3 Souls and an Apprentice. For spells, we're on 3 Ojama Assimilation, 3 Ojama Match, 3 Ojama Magic, followed by 3 Airborne and 3 Tanky. For traps, we're on 3 Infib. The extra is an extreme work in progress. We're on A to Z because of the material, 1 ABC, a Tsukiyomi, 4s of Avermax, Boral Sword, Shrike, Saruya, and Apo, 3s of Lugal and Unicorn, 2s of Phoenix, Fieldgetta, Blocker, Carrier, and Link Spider. So with that, let's jump into the games. Our first match is up against Flower Cardian. Listen, can I level with the community real quick? I love you. I appreciate your support, but please, if you are a patron of me, stop recommending I play this. I don't want to have to learn this deck. Thankfully, we're playing an Appaloosa strategy, so this game we won't have to. We're going first. We're going to lead with What Else? A copy of Apprentice Illusion Magician, discarding a copy of Ojama Magic. We'll normal summon a copy of Ojama Red and summon from our hand as many Ojamas as will fit on the board. Next, we'll make a Link Spider to get the remaining one out of our hand before Link summoning a copy of Saruya. We'll activate Saruya's effect, and oh my goodness, is that an Ojama Assimilation? Let's reveal ABC and get an A, a B, and a C to our side of the field. From here, we're going to activate the effect of Skull Dread a couple of times before Link summoning an Appaloosa and activating the effect of A, Assault Core in Graveyard. From here, we can summon this copy of C again before overlaying for a copy of Bujinti Tsukiyomi. This is is an old ABC play, but it checks out. Afterwards, we'll activate Ojama Assimilation, tucking 3 of these suckers back into the deck, and what do you know, we find another one. We'll reveal ABC again to summon the C and the A from graveyard before link summoning a Union Carrier, so we can then afterwards make a copy of ABC, putting a black in the grave in the process. This is a pretty competent turn 1 board. Our opponent's going to lead with a copy of Flower Cardian Pine. They'll activate its effect, but I don't know what that does, so we'll negate it. Now, Willow I recognize as the card I need to get off field, so after we negate the effect of Boar, I'll go ahead and activate the effect of ABC Dragon Buster to banish that sucker. They're going to go for Cardian Peony with Butterfly and Maple with Deer. 2 cards that hilariously don't resist effect negation. At the end step, we'll activate the effect of ABC to get A, B, and C back, and now it is time to style. Let's see what we draw off the top of the deck. Ooh, an Airborne. Well, it's a little late for that. We're going to activate the effect of Unicorn to tuck back their last remaining card, and the effect of A to get the B back to hand. We draw another Ojama Assimilation. What are the odds? And reveal A to Z to get ourselves a copy of ABC Dragon Buster. Now that we have 3 Ojamas in the banished zone, we can shuffle those back to draw a card, and then activate ABC on our own copy of Appaloosa, now already spent, to trigger the effect of Ojama Magic and get a bunch of Ojamas to our hand. We'll special summon the best one, Yellow, and proceed to battle phase, doing well over lethal in an attack that includes Yellow themselves. Our second match is up against Drytron, an archetype that I cannot wait to try out. Konami's been throwing Ritual players a hell of a bone recently. Unfortunately, it's going to look incompetent in this matchup because we have opened insane! We've got a copy of Ojama Assimilation, Ojama Magic, Ojama Match, and a TRIBRIGADE, which is exactly where we want to be, despite the fact that we've drawn Apprentice Illusion. We'll lead in draw phase with a copy of Ojama Match, pitching an Ojama Magic, and normal summoning an Armed Dragon level 3. Next, in standby, we'll tag from the 3 into the 5 to get it out of our deck, before, in main phase 1, activating the effect of Fractar, sending a Naval, and triggering Naval's effect for a Saros. We're going to normal summon a copy of Red, leaving 1 Ojama in our hand for a pitch for Saros later in the turn, going through the TRIBRIGADEs 2 and 3, and unfortunately not finding anything off the top. We'll activate the effect of Ojama Assimilation, summoning an A, a B, and a C from deck, and from here we can pop off into an Appaloosa. We'll activate Ojama Match, shuffling these 3 Ojamas back into our deck to draw a card, and what do you know, it's a Fire Formation Tanky. I'd much rather pitch this copy of Fractar, so I will do so before activating the effect of Saros for 4, summoning a copy of Shrike from Extra, followed by an ABC. This is a pretty good setup. Our opponent's going to lead with a copy of Fafnir. I don't want to read it, so I'll go ahead and send it to the banished zone. Next, they'll go into a copy of Alpha, link summoning a Linkuriboh afterwards. They'll activate Delta's effect, which we will negate. They'll activate Zeta's effect, which we will negate. They'll activate Beta's effect, which we will negate. You might be noticing a theme here. And finally, they'll activate Alpha's effect, which, unsurprisingly, will negate. At end of main phase, we're going to bring back our copy of Ojama Yellow, banishing the Linkuriboh and leaving our opponent with nothing. Well, no time to style this game. We'll pitch a card for an Apprentice Illusion and get in for well over lethal. So, it's time for game 3, and you know what that means, a best of 3 versus meta. Our opponent's playing Invoked Eldritch, which, while frustrating, does at least mean that I won't have to sit through a 45-minute Jet Synchron combo. Let's see what they can accomplish on the play. They're going to lead with a copy of Pot of Extravagance, finding off the top pretty much nothing. Next, they'll activate Magical Meltdown and normal summon a copy of A-Lister, eating my infinite impermanence. Unfortunately, Luna is not a particularly practiced Invoked pilot, as evidenced by the fact that she failed to draw Invocation. We could do this. We're going to lead with a copy of Tanky. Oh, and it eats a Solemn Judgment. Okay, we already have the Fractar. We could do it until we walk headfirst into an Ash Blossom. Okay, well, by pitching Ojama Magic for Apprentice Illusion Magician, we can normal summon a red with 3 in hand, and oh my god, it resolved! Now, there's not many 4s that close the door immediately on Eldritch, but Shrike is close. We'll banish one of the back row, and as long as they don't have a trap monster, well, still, we're in a winning board position. We'll pass it back to them, and for turn they draw a Called. That's pretty bad. At end step, they're going to activate the effect of Conquistador for a Scarlet Sanguine. We could do this provided we rip gas off the top, and Ojama Assimilation! Yes, we're... Oh no, right, yes, you can Ash Blossom this. Okay, well, at the very least, we can activate the graveyard effect of Ojama Assimilation to draw another card, and Assault Core isn't terrible. We'll attack in, prompting the Scarlet Sanguine, and we'll attack over the Eldritch and directly for 2k, even though she's only at 2,000 life points. The game is very quickly slipping through my fingers. They'll summon back this copy of Eldritch and walk over the Shrike. From here, it's going to be very difficult to win, especially through a Conquistador. It's got to be gas off the top, and unfortunately, Airborne is not it. So it's time for game 2, and this hand is going to be hard to play. Regardless, we still might be able to get it done. We're going to lead with a copy of Fire Formation Tanky, adding a Fractar from deck to hand, and here's where things get crusty. We'll Fractar for an Ojama, so we can activate Ojama Assimilation for 2 level 4s, a B and an A. We'll overlay for Bujenti, Tsukiyomi, and normal summon a Naval before activating Suk and replenishing our hand. We'll link summon the Tri-Brigade Link to, then activate Naval for a Ceres, pitching the red that we just drew. We'll activate Ceres' effect for 4 to get a copy of Shrike from our extra, then Ojama Assimilation's Graveyard, trying to find action off the top of our deck and failing to do so. We'll go to the Tri-Brigade Link 3, tuck a card from our hand back into the deck for an Ojama red. 1 banish is gonna have to be enough. Our opponent will lead with an A-lister, and unfortunately I blink on the Secure Gardener. It's bad for 2 reasons. 1, there are pieces in the graveyard, but 2, they reveal that they never had any intention of making Makaba, they're just going to kill us this turn. Okay, that's frustrating. Cursed Eldent will get an Eldritch, and Magician's Souls will summon itself to the side of the field, then activate its effect in order to pitch a couple of cards and, draw spells. Next, they'll send a copy of Conquistador to the graveyard before activating Eldritch's effect twice, bringing it to their side of the field, and this isn't lethal, is it? Well, maybe with an A-lister. Oh! Yeah, okay, so we are dead. We'll take 19 here, and I guess activate the effective Shrike, adding a yellow to hand. We'll take even more there, and unfortunately this card pierces. Well, it was fun while it lasted. So we're back with the deck, and while I can't in good conscience defend this strategy, I can lob the highest praise any deck featuring Ojamas has ever been given. It's playable. Let's do the pros and cons. First, the pros. 1. This list is dripping with synergy. No 3 games would have done it justice. The amount of play still available when you fail to find any of the Ojama spells, the ability to pitch Ojamas, banish them for Tri-Brigades, and then plus from the graveyard effects of match, sending a Naval for level 5's cost, the interactions, they are too numerous to mention. 2, it is shockingly competent. Its high roll hands absolutely win the game, often giving you the option of pivoting through non-targeting banishes, format Appaloosas, and the bevy of plays ABC enables. And 3, it's fun! When was the last time your opponent quivered in fear at the sight of Ojama Red? And the cons. 1. It's not particularly good against monster negation. Be it a hand that relies on Link Spider, Ojama Red, or Fractar, you're going to scoop to Appaloosa. 2. It's hard. Lines are rarely obvious, and often rely on what's on top of your deck, and our opponents aren't going to be very forgiving of slow play if we're on a bunch of vanillas. And 3. It's embarrassing for your opponent. Don't get discouraged if you're beaten half to death outside your OTS for going 3-1 with this abomination. It's an important part of chazzing it up. All in all, it's clearly the second best Tri-Brigade archetype, and I won't tolerate slander alleging the opposite. So that's that. As always, thanks to my patrons MeatMoto27, Dominic Ernst, Harrison Karp, Alex Perea, Angel Ferox, Candyman, Crispy, Innercrest, Mike Carlotti, Seeker, Sir Tachyon, Stevie Blunder, Tyler Slacks, Tyrese Biggums IV, Adam Trevino, Adrian Bra, Amit Elefandi, LG Smarson Kavicius, Andrew Benson, Andrew Horseman Linderman, Angry Bread, Apex Systems, Billy Williams, Blake Root, Blue Boy, Chad Bortz, Chibi Gohan, Chorps Away, CJ Alex, Connor Kid, Dan the Man Hoban, Darcy Tevz, Devin Dees, Dylan Connolly, Donnie Fillerup, Doncoro, Distrin, Emperor Stove, Ernesto Ibarra, Fighting Fangwong, FUTR, Gustavo Secon, Isaac Jackson, Jane Linya, Jason Leonard, Jeff Leonard, Gel Durado, Jose Luis Cortez, Kaiba Corp Shill, Corey Hess, Kurakaze, Lavender Lemonade, Lawrence, Lucas Geardis, Lucky Number 5, Lucas Aritzo Hansen, Meds for Feds, Michael Oskvark, Miuna Arashi, Moira Brownwolf, Nick Extreme 99, Nix Dolores, Pro Yugi Dad, Pro FP2, Samsoon, Second Shane Meadow Edits Pronga, Standards Objective, Swag Kage, Tim Holloway, Yuri's Best, Zach Janchewski, Zach McKee, Bled, Dive Missile, Josh, Picnic Blasted, This Machine 237, TJ Steakhouse, and I got this one today. It's Yukie. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing. And if you want to be part of the process, consider following me on Twitch as well. See you next time.